You are live with Carrie and Pipdot, Denise Carr, Jeannie. Welcome. So you took your son on a train ride, Carrie. That must have been great for him. I bet he really enjoyed that. My son's not so much into trains. He loves heavy equipment. And my friend owns a construction company, and he has like a bobcat. And I got to put him on my lap, and I showed him how the controls work on a little bobcat, skid steer thing. And he absolutely loved it. He could sit and watch, like a show, and these are actually on YouTube, but they're videos of big equipment, and all it is just working, and he loves that. He's so enamored by it. But I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for being here tonight. I love helping kids and adults with autism and disabilities. I say they are extra special. Everybody's special in their own way. Everybody has their own uniqueness, and that's the one thing that a lot of this world, refuses to acknowledge, is that each of us have a skill or something that makes us special, different, unique. So we all try to homogenize the world around us. We would all just, embrace our differences. It'd be the best. The trash truck, garbage trucks. Yeah. Oh, he had such a bet at it, Pippin Dot. He had so much fun. Yeah, every time I go over to my friend's house now, and he wants to go back to the construction site. I'm like, no, we that was one time thing, kind of, buddy. Maybe next time he's building another house, but he's like, he wants to go because he sees the equipment there at his house parked in the lot next to his house. So. And hello, Denise. Just make sure I said hello to you and Jeannie. So tonight we're doing 30 questions on Israel keys. 30 questions on Israel keys. Cheryl Hamilton, welcome. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, Cheryl. Glad you could join us tonight. Colleen, the cat lady, good evening. Juan Ortiz Valquez? I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Juan. I am really sorry about that. Valquez? Hello, I'm here for the update. What update would you like, Juan? What can I update you on? Do you have an actual question about a particular case? I listened to podcasts about Israel keys today. Scary guy. Oh yeah. The worst thing about Israel keys is everything was kind of a game to him. A game. He was a true psychopath. And he would have killed a hell of a lot more if time would have allowed. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the trivia. I didn't get too deep into his the psychology behind it. He spent quite a bit of time in solitary confinement once he was arrested, And if he wasn't already an absolute terror before then, putting him into solitary confinement did something inside of his brain that made it just flipped another switch. He went to a whole nother level. Well, I've never heard of this dude. Did you do a video? No, I've never done a video on him, Carrie. I've wanted to. I've probably written out 2 or 3 different scripts for videos that I was going to do on him and his crimes, but I just never done one. Good evening, Brooks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off. Okie dokie, welcome. Glad you can make it tonight. Let's go do question number 1 on Israel Keys. Hope you guys enjoy these. First question, where was Israel Keys, American serial killer, born? Where was he born? A, Florida, B, New York, C, Utah, or D, California? Where was he born? And please forgive me before we get into these too much tonight. I did not have a chance to check the spelling of everything, all the questions. I had them already in a WordPerfect program, and I just copied them over. So there may be some spelling errors. Until 2013. Karen Cadle, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. You feel like the wagon wheel. The welcome wagon. The welcome wagon. RRH, welcome. Excuse me. Where was Israel Keys born? The correct answer for question number 1 tonight is C. C as in cat. He was born in Utah. All right. Question number 2. What was the number 1 thing Israel Keys said changed his life as a young child? A, modern medicine. B, growing up in the woods. C, meeting famous people. Or D, smoking weed. What was the number 1 thing that he said changed his life as a young child? Well, I have no doubt about that one. A lot of I read a lot about him in different papers, psychology papers that have been written about him, and he's a unique individual for sure. Hi, Robin. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Okie dokies. I'm going to guess B. Pippin Dot. Boy, I'm stumped. All right. What was the number 1 thing that Israel Keys said changed his life Growing up as a young child, the correct answer is B, as in boy. Growing up in the woods, his family moved off the grid into the deep woods and lived kind of like a self-sufficient lifestyle. And he said it changed him, and it made him more self-sufficient, and it made him realize that he didn't need the entrapment, the things that people live with and desire out here, like the new car or the new clothes. But he realized that, the simplest things in life would get you by. So he said that changed his life forever. All right, question number 3. How many siblings did Israel Keyes have that made it to adulthood? How many siblings did he have that made it to adulthood? The options are A, 9, B, 6, C, 11, or D, 2. Only know some points about him, not enough details. How is Carrie doing? Carrie's asking, how is Crystal doing? Hey, she's doing great. She had a pretty relaxing weekend. We got our podcast up late today because they decided to go yard sailing today. How many siblings did Israel Keyes have that made it to adulthood? Have you been to estate sales, Juan? Yes. I used to own a bookstore, Juan. Did for quite a few years, and a lot of times people would die and they'd have large book collections. And if they were having an estate broker, that is someone who actually holds and does the estate sale, they would call me to take a look at the collection of books. Is it worth, selling them off in an estate sale one at a time? Is it selling them off in a collection? Are they worth money to you? Would they be worth selling at auction by themselves? So I used to go in and I get called a lot for that when I had the business. So yeah, estate sales. I used to buy a lot of books that way. Alicia, welcome. Wickander. But no, they went to a yard sale, so they were looking for houseplant pots to put houseplants in. Deb, I did for about, I bought the business from another friend of mine, Carrie, and I ran it myself. So it was a sole proprietor business, 5 years. I sold, I had the walk-in storefront where I sold books and other records and other knickknacks, collectibles, junk like that. But I didn't. Most of my business was online. I sold on Abe Books, Alvarez, and on Amazon. All right, how many siblings did Israel Keyes have that made it to adulthood? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is A, 9. He had 9 siblings that made it to adulthood, but his parents had 11 children total, not counting him. So he would have been the 12th child, but 2 of them did not make it to adulthood. I have an entire set of Zane Grey books. A little kind of worthless, but I'm sentimental about them. That's cool. And the one thing I learned about the book business here, I'm going to put question number 4 up, and so everybody can do that. One thing I learned about owning the bookstore was, as long as, you know, if I never sold a single book, if I was completely terrible at the business, I always had something to read. And the more I could find a different subject every day of the week, to read. And I got to the point where, in my specialty collection and stuff like that, that I started buying more collections that were things that interested me. Because, as long as it's interesting to you, you're going to be successful at it or not, but you'll make money at it. Mormon-sized family, yeah. Well, Jeannie, they were an LDS family. No, they didn't. At what age did Keyes believe that he was born to be a serial killer or mass murderer? Is question number 4. A, 14, B, 10, C, 6, or D, 16? At what age did he believe that he was born to be a serial killer or mass murderer? Good evening, Cement Shoes. Welcome. Oh, storms there. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you had a great weekend, Cement Shoes. I'm glad you could join us. Cheryl, you're not familiar with this dude? Pacific Northwest in Alaska, Utah, California, and he traveled a lot around the United States. But some of the questions we're going to get into will answer, give you more of a background on this sick guy. Sandy Say, welcome. At what age did Israel Keyes believe that he was born to be a serial killer or a mass murderer? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is A. He, at the age of 14, and in the interview, he said that he was destined to be something great. He just didn't know what it was. But later on, it came to him that killing people was something that gave him pleasure. Hunting them down and then killing them gave him pleasure. Yes. The man is a whack job. I will have to check him out. Check out info on him after this vid. Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't think so, but he probably is. I don't know. All right, question number 5. What branch of the U.S. military did this natural-born killer serve in? Was he a Marine? Was he in the Army, the Navy, or Air Force? And yes, if anybody wonders, he served honorably. There's a fly in here. He served honorably in this branch of service, was honorably discharged after serving out his contract. Yeah, everything started to go off the rails after that. He's gone, thankfully. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right, Pippin Dot. In Alaska. Killed himself in Alaska. I'm pretty sure that's on, in case you guys need to know. I don't know if that's on the 30 questions or not, but it probably is. Like I said, I put these I've got a half a dozen of these different trivias already done. I just copy and paste them from, from Word over to these banners now. And so I've got 30 more after this that are already saved on here. It's hard for me to keep track of, of some of them. But I probably gave you away the answer by saying that he killed himself in Alaska. I'm pretty sure it's on the trivia. He should have been E in the brig. In the brig, yeah. He actually, well, I can't say that because question number 7, I know for a fact is I can't answer that. Because question 7, if I answered that, it would give away the answer to question 7. But what branch of the U.S. Military did he serve in? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is B, as in boy. He served in the United States Army. Robert Hansen is the only other Alaska serial killer. Is he? Question number 6. How many children did Mr. Keyes say he had, but it's only been proven that he had one child? How many children did he say he had, but he only really has one? Is it A, 3, B, 5, C, 1, or D, 3? How many children did he say he has? You would think it would be too cold in Alaska to go around killing people. Yes, when you say that Hansen and Israel Keyes are the only 2 serial killers in Alaska, cement shoes, I would kind of question that as more of that's all they've been able to prove, because there are a lot of indigenous people, ladies, especially in Alaska, who have been murdered, and they've never solved the crime behind their actual murders. And same thing that goes for other parts of Canada, and into the Highway of Tears going up into Canada from I think Montana. A and D are both 3. I know. I saw that as soon as I read the question. Well, guess either A or D. If you think A or if the correct answer is 3, then guess A or D, and then you'll have it right, or guess both. It might be 5 and it might be 1. Those are also options. How many children did Mr. Keyes say he had, but it's only been proven that he has one child? Unfortunately, I'm not sure there have been more, but the Keyes and Hansen have been most prevalent collectively. Yeah. I'm just saying that I think that there very well may be another serial killer in Alaska. They just haven't caught him. All right. How many children did Mr. Keyes say he had, but it's only been proven that he has one? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is not 3. It's 5. He says that he had 5 children across the United States that are his, but he only had one actual child. He had a daughter. The correct answer is B. All right, next question. Question number 7, the one I almost gave away the answer to. While in the U.S. Army, how many times did Israel Keyes have issues with the law? A, 1 time, B, 5 times, C, 15 times, or D, 20 times? How many times while in the Army did he have issues with the law? Cheryl Hamilton. Well, I said I'm an Army vet. Have not killed anyone yet. I like that. So, were you actually in the Army, Cheryl? If so, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. But it's a good little run there. The Alaskan ghost towns fascinate me. Abandoned in the 1940s, Prescott or some such name. How many times while in the Army does Israel Keys have issues with the law? Well, I would think it'd be one time you could get kicked out, right? Well, I mean, depending on what you do, Carrie, you could get dishonorably discharged from if you do something too bad, or you could end up, in the brig, or you can get lose rank or pay. It depends. There's it's just like everything else here in the the free world. Just from misdemeanors like loitering to murder. $74, $78. Well, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate your time, man, and your service. Mr. Meaners. Mr. Meaners. All right. While in the Army, how many times did Israel Keys have issues with the law? The correct answer is A. One time. He got arrested and stopped for a DUI. That was it. Nothing else in his military record at all for any infractions. Nothing. According to the United States Army, he was a perfect example of what someone in the Army should be. All right, question number 8. Mr. Keys hunted for his victims anywhere he could. How many victims did he kill while they were grieving a lost loved one in a cemetery? Yes, you read that correctly. How many victims did he kill that were grieving a lost loved one in a cemetery? A, 1, B, 10, C, 6, or D, 2? How many victims did he kill that were grieving a lost loved one in a cemetery? The most was the way he planted those murder kits all over the place. Right, Jeannie? Yeah. Huh. And there's at least one question on here about pertaining to that, Jeannie. No rhyme or reason, and so much discipline. Oh, he would go anywhere, and you'll learn a lot about. If you don't know a lot about Israel Keys, by the end of this tonight, you're going to learn a lot about him. Because from what it looks like here in the comment section, a lot of people are very aware of who Israel Keys is. Really, really messed up man. Hey, Short Nice, welcome. I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, Mr. Keys hunted for his victims anywhere he could. How many victims did he kill while they were grieving a lost loved one in a cemetery? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is A, 1. But he followed another one out of a cemetery and killed her 3 blocks away. RRH, you never heard of him? Yeah, he's not as popular as, some of the other killers out there, but he's out there. He was. All right, question number 9. What musical artist was by far Israel Keyes' favorite? He even requested to listen to this artist before confessing. A, Frank Sinatra. B, Dio. That'd be Ronnie James Dio, or Dio, the group. C, Bobby Vinton, or D, Madonna. And I don't think that's spelled right. I think isn't Madonna with 2 D's? But like I said, there are probably spelling errors and grammar errors throughout all these. Because I did not have a chance to check through the questions before tonight's trivia. Of course, he's not popular. He's got red hair. What musical artist by far was Israel Keyes' favorite? Two N's. Yeah, see, I knew there was 2 letters in there that were double. I never have been a fan of Madonna's music. When in doubt, always go with C. When in doubt, I always copy cement shoes, play cement shoes. With his guess is A. What was Israel Keyes' favorite artist by far, and requested to listen to his music before confessing? The correct answer is C, as in cat, Bobby Vinton. Bobby Vinton. Does it? I didn't know that, Jeannie. And I was laughing. The reason why I was laughing there was because I read Carrie's comment, like a virgin touched for the very first time. Boo. But Bobby Vinton, he requested to listen to Bobby Vinton's music before he confessed. All right, question number 10. What was one of the countermeasures Mr. Keyes took to make sure the police couldn't find him? That there's supposed to be a space there where it says countermeasures. Or is that one word? No. A, removed his fingerprints. B, always wore gloves. C, removed the battery from his cell phone. Or D, changed his hair color. What was one of the countermeasures that he did so the police couldn't track him down? I'm not sure. Pip and Dot, if he's saying Blue Velvet. Oops. Turn the camera back on so people can see me. Colleen. Excuse me. Colleen, 41, welcome. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. In case this bores you guys, Duty-Ron's live right now. I just got a notification that I was in the lobby for his stream. Guess I forgot to leave. One of the other windows that is open. What was one of the countermeasures that Mr. Keyes took to make sure the police couldn't find him? question 10. We got some C's, some A's, some D's. Will, it's C. It was funny that Scott Peterson dyed his hair blonde and came out some unnatural Cheeto shade. And he was 1,000 times more suspicious. Renee Davis, welcome. What was the countermeasure? One of the countermeasures Mr. Keys took to make sure the police couldn't find him. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C, as in cat. He removed the battery from his cell phone. Question number 11. I'm gonna find this fly. Yeah, of course you gotta land on my keyboard. Get off my keyboard. Go. I'm not gonna smack you on my keyboard. Probably turn the whole damn thing off or something. All right, question number 11. Israel Keys loved to travel to hunt people. How far outside of the U.S. did he go? A, Hawaii, B, the UK, C, Ireland, or D, Belize? How far outside of the U.S. did he go? And I understand that Hawaii is obviously part of the United States. That's a spy fly. It's going to be a dead fly is what it's going to be. Now, if I can figure out where the hell he went. I choose the wrong time to not copy cement shoes. Sarah, welcome. It always seems like there's one fly that gets in here somehow. I have a fly strip up by the door too, but no, they gotta come. It's gotta come in here. It's gotta go in. It's gotta come in through 2 doors to get in here to the studio. I'm gonna look like a crazy person here, but I'm hunting a fly. Israel Keys loved to travel to hunt people. How far outside of the U.S. did he go? The coffee bistro girl. Okie dokie is great. B, question? We'll get him. That fly is Keys. His new lifetime. He's been recycled. Hi, Judah. Welcome. I hope you had a great weekend, Judah. Ah. You flew right out my face. It's lunchtime in Sydney. We are in the 3rd month of lockdown. I'm sorry, Judah. I'm sorry about that. We're probably all going to see something like that happen again, depending upon where you live. I know the COVID numbers in the last 2 months where I live, we have seen a steady increase. It was going down sharply. And now with the Delta variant, it actually went up. Every day last week, they had 300 plus new cases in just my community. And so many. So one of the people, ladies that I golf with every week, her son has the Delta variant. Her grandson has it. And all 5 of the guys that he works with, because he's a charter boat captain, all of them have the Delta variant. It's scary. But, And then again, none of them had gotten inoculated. None of them had gotten the COVID shots. They're all like, they all thought, oh man, it's all conspiracy. But 3 of them ended up in the hospital for about a week. I'm like, yeah, how do you guys feel now? Think it's all made up bullshit still? Enjoy your time in the hospital. And they're all younger too. They're all under the age of 40. Back in the 80s, my grandma killed 2 big horseflies that had been tormenting me for hours, and it took her less than 5 seconds for her to smash them both. Then she gives back the swatter. Okay, how far did Israel Keys go to hunt people? The correct answer, everyone, is D as in dog. He went to Belize. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. I am a little worried. Well, congratulations, Alicia. Did you murder that fly? No, I haven't. I've seen him fly by a couple of times in front of the screen, but I haven't seen him stop yet. I'm waiting. I'm going to get him. My son and wife and my daughter and husband, my mom and my dad, and me all have the same time. We had 7. We've even seen each other. My parents are in another state. Wow. But Judah was saying that they're on lockdown. It's going to happen. I can see the writing on the wall now, because right now they're rolling back all the restrictions. Everything was opening back up. You didn't have to wear masks anywhere, and the numbers it was going up like crazy. So now stores are requiring masks again, for everybody that comes into their store. Inside dining and restaurants are closing. You're now being pushed back outside to the patios. And it's going to get nuts. But if the virus isn't real, then somebody better call my uncle and tell him he hasn't really been dead since last summer. I'm sorry about that again, Cement Shoes, but yeah. There are a lot of people out there that really believe that it's made up, and it's just a government's way to take away our rights and restrict us and make us all a bunch of sheep. But I just laugh at them. I have to. All right, question number 12. Mr. Keys would hide caches. This is why I said I couldn't answer that question earlier. Caches of murder equipment across the U.S. What one item did he always include in those caches? A, rope, B, a handgun, C, a knife, or D, duct tape. And he hid these things all over the U.S., people. He traveled everywhere, and if he used one of them, he put another one back hidden in the same place. Yeah, I'm still losing someone that close to you. Cement Shoes hurts. E, all the above. And the worst part about this is when he confessed to what he had done, he would not tell them where he hid all his caches. All he would say is they're hidden all over the United States, from East Coast to West Coast. He hid these things everywhere. They were in Alaska as well. He hid them everywhere. But just think, if these things are still out there somewhere, somebody could stumble upon them, and then they can find these things and be like, oh my God, look at this. How anyone could despise complete strangers so much is beyond me. They weren't people to him. Cement Shoes. One of the best things that me and my wife watched a documentary. It was done by, I think it was like Frontline, like on PBS, and about him. And they were talking to these psychiatrists and psychologists, and they were breaking down how Israel Keys actually looked at the world and how he looked at other people. The people were just objects to this man. He didn't care who you were. He didn't care about your family. He didn't care about anything about you. You were nothing. You were like, if you go out and you kill a cow for, its meat and for its skin, that nobody thinks twice about killing a cow. He didn't think twice about killing another person. Yeah, that's the way he lived so much of his life. It was a true psychopath. That ain't the title, psychopath gets tossed around a lot, but he really was. Someone's going to find one someday, like a time capsule. Yeah. Oh, yeah. James Holmes. Mr. Keys would hide these caches of murder equipment across the U.S. What one item did he always include in these caches, ladies and gentlemen? He always, every single kit that he hid somewhere had a gun. Every one. The correct answer is B. He always had a gun in every one of the kits. Most of the kits also included gloves, some type of tape, duct tape, or electrical tape. He used both types of tape for some reason. And he would hide these things. They would be in a bag, would try to describe, it'd be like a handkerchief, but it was like a bag. And it'd be together. So all the stuff would be inside of it. And then he would take and tie the top of it together. So everything would be inside this bag, and then he'd hide it somewhere in the woods, in a building, or someplace where he knew nobody else was going to find it. Yeah. Huh. He bought them. He bought all this stuff. I think there's some questions on here about how he made his living. How did he steal a bunch of guns, or did he buy them legitimately? Some he got from victims. Other ones he bought. I don't know if he ever stole any of them, but he definitely put guns with all the kits. All right, question number 13. What serial killer did Israel Keys study at great length and idolize? Was it John Wayne Gacy, Dennis Rader, Jeffrey Dahmer, or Ted Bundy? Yes, Renee, he is dead. He killed himself in jail in Alaska. He confessed to everything that he had done, all of his crimes. He confessed to it all. If it was that weird, I would hope someone would put me out of my misery. If I was that weird, you're not that weird. Gene, D. You got a lot of D's. Is cement shoes answered yet? Are we all copying off of cement shoes in this one? No, he hasn't answered yet. Serial killer Denise D. Robin, who would miss either? We're too busy. Snoopy dances. Can I talk about the Couriers? What is the Couriers? I have no idea what that is. Cement Shoes is answering, and he is going with Bundy. What serial killer did Israel Keys study at great length and idolize? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is Ted Bundy. D, as in dog. He idolized Ted Bundy. All right, question number 14. Idolizing Ted Bundy, Israel Keys studied at great length while on the run and hunting for his next victim. What the fuck? Idolizing Ted Bundy, Israel Keys studied at great length while on the run hunting for his next victim. Okay, so I guess that's the question. What did Israel Keys study at great length? That doesn't make it. I definitely should have proofread these before I put them up. What did he study at great length before going on the run? At great length while on the run and hunting for his next victim. Was it FBI profilers, true crime blogs, 411 Now on YouTube, or Forensic Files TV show? What did Israel Keys study at great length while on the run and hunting for his next victim? Is what it should be the question. If my girlfriend idolized Rose West, I would officially be single. I don't know. That would make you Fred West. I don't know which one of those two was the sicker than the other one. Come on, land. Sorry, I missed them too. Maybe you got the idea not to come back. As ugly Fred West. I wouldn't imagine that either. I couldn't see that. He was a homely looking man, wasn't he? Starfire, welcome. I think they've had a couple of reiterations of Forensic Files. I like Forensic Files. Yeah. All right. So obviously this question is all messed up. It should have been, what did Israel Keys study at great length while on the run and hunting for his next victim? The correct answer for question number 14 is A, FBI profilers. He read and studied up on FBI profilers because he wanted to know how likely it was that they were going to actually catch him. Something got upset up there. I can smell the results. All right, question number 15. So he could sit in one place longer without having to leave. What did Mr. Keys do? A, he wore adult diapers. B, was fitted with a gastric band. C, took drugs. Or D, meditation. What did he do so he could sit in one place longer without having to leave? What did he do? Everybody up. We have a lot of A's, one B, one D. What did he do so he could sit in one place longer without having to leave? Wore adult diapers, got fitted with a gastric band, took drugs, or meditation. Remember astronaut lady who wore adult diapers to commit a crime? To kill. She was going to kill that other astronaut, wasn't it? That she was in love with him. She wore like a wig and wore adult diapers and stalked his ass. I remember that. I don't remember what her name is, but I remember it though. I heard about this today and I remembered it. It was a gastric band, says Jeannie. The crazy astronaut chick. B, C, and D don't fit. It's A. It's only thing I see fitting. Yeah, what was that crazy astronaut lady's name? I think she got kicked out of the Air Force, or I think she was in the Air Force on top of being an astronaut. Lisa Nowak. Thank you, Robin. So I'm going to give you the answer, but you're not going to like the answer to this question, Jeannie. The correct answer to this question is A. He wore adult diapers. But yes, Jeannie, he did have a gastric band done. He went to Mexico. He had plastic surgery, and he also got a gastric band so he would lose weight. So he would, get smaller because he was putting on a lot of weight while he was on the run because he was eating a lot of junk food. So he had gastric band bypass surgery in Mexico along with plastic surgery. But you are correct in that he did do that. But he wore adult diapers so he could stalk his victims longer without having to leave where he is watching them from. Hey, Jess. All right, question number 16. Question number 16. You don't know the depths of my darkness that I've gone to. So let me read that again. I can actually read English. You don't know the depths of the darkness that I've gone to. You don't know what I've done. A quote by Keyes. Who did he say this to? A, mother, B, sister, C, a priest, or D, a police officer. You don't know the depths of the darkness I've gone to. You don't know what I've done. Who did Israel Keyes say that to? What a waste of atoms. HMM God 1. I'm going with C. Oh shit! I got to turn the camera back on. Sorry. I'm sitting here reading the comments. He only spoke to D. A actually, or C. I'm pretty sure it was when they were trying to get him to go back to church. think y'all should be copying Jeannie. You can see her for the entertainment purposes. You have no idea who this guy is. It's okay. Yeah, we can't know every serial killer, can we? There's a lot of them out there. And I'll be the first one to admit there's a lot of them that I don't know a lot about. I've studied, quite a few of them, in my lifetime. But some of them I've heard of them in passing, but I don't know a whole lot about them, especially obscure questions about them. But Jeannie was correct. It is C, a priest. And yes, Jeannie is correct. It was when the family was trying to get him to go back to church. When he was younger, he told them that he no longer believed in their religion, and he didn't believe in their religious followings. So he kind of went in his own separate ways. On a vacation, when he stopped in to see them, they were trying to get him to go back to church, to have faith in God again. And he told that to not only, there are other people who were there, but he said that directly to the priest, at the church. He even chuckled during the interrogation. He had a good old time during the interrogation, didn't he? They played on the one that me and my wife watched. It had a psychiatrist, psychologist on talking about his makeup, and who he was as an individual. They played a couple of clips of the interviews. The confession he did with the police. It looked like two old friends just sitting down and having a conversation, and he was just like, "Let me tell you about all these things I did." Yeah, whoa. Do you have any idea what you're talking about? You did what? Yeah. All right. Question number 17. I wake up dreaming of killing her again, slowly, always slowly, so I can enjoy it again to get sexual release. Who was Israel Keys speaking of? A, Sarah Dons. B, Samantha Koenig. C, Susan Meek. Or D, Sue Scott. I wake up dreaming of killing her again, slowly, always slowly, so I can enjoy it again and get sexual release. Who was Israel Keys speaking of? That's in the confession. And he says it in the most deadpan, straightforward face. It is the most chilling part of the entire confession. When he's talking about how all he wanted to do is just kill her again and again and again, slowly, over and over again. He acted like he was at a cocktail party with Truman Capote. Yeah. Well, just an FYI, Jeannie G is Jenny, not Jeannie. Oh. What did I say? Did I say Jeannie or Jenny? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You'd be right back. Gotta go vomit. Well, everybody should be probably copying from Jenny, not Jeannie. If you want to copy from Jeannie, you're probably not going to get the right answers. But if you copy from Jenny, you're probably going to get it right. Renee Davis, I know I'm going to be sick. Sorry. All right. The answer to question number 17 is B, as in boy, Samantha Koenig. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, Koenig. Question number 18. According to the FBI interviews with Keyes, drawing and writings he did in his own blood, how many victims do they think he really did? He really had. According to the FBI interviews and Keyes' drawings and writings in his own blood, how many victims do they think he really had? A, 8, B, 7, C, 6, or D, 11? Yeah. I used to carry. I can't play anymore. The two that are behind me there. I inherited them both from my grandfather. The one that's in the stand right there, the black one, I refinished it back in the 90s. It had a split back on it, and I had a gentleman who I knew who used to refinish and do violins, helped me fix it. Then we restrung it, and I used to be able to play pretty well, but I can't anymore because of the injury to my arm. I'm losing the. See, I'm trying to straighten this finger now. I can't straighten it. There. I'm losing the muscles in my hand. Yeah, I'm missing a good chunk of my forearm right here. See all that? It's all gone. All the muscle in your arm is supposed to be here. It's all gone. All gone. Love the guitar. Yeah, the one that's on the purple chair, my wife's chair. That's a silver tone. It's probably 1950s silver tone, and the other one is a Gibson. I know, Carrie, it'd be cool if Will could still play for us. Yeah, I'd love to. I could change the bridges on it, and then flip the strings to the other side, and then strum with this hand because I can feel these two fingers, but I can't feel anything in the fingertips on my hand. So to play the strings. According to the FBI interviews and Keyes' drawings and writings he did in his own blood, how many victims do they think he really had? The correct answer is 11. D as in dog, 11. Whoa, Lisa. Hello, for now, hello, mods and chat. Hello, watchers, lurkers, and haters. Yeah, love from the UK. It is 4:09 a.m. Whoa, Lisa. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping in tonight. All right, question number 19. Israel Keyes didn't just kill women by themselves who were vulnerable. Which couple did he kill because, in his words, had everything I wanted? Was it the Smiths, the Johns, the Meeks, or the Cures? Cures. Some days, even looking at things, I can't read them. And I'm the one that wrote these damn things down. Israel Keyes didn't just kill women by themselves who were vulnerable. Which couple did he kill because, in his words, had everything I wanted? Hey, Rupal. Welcome to the stream. CS and Cement Shoes says, Israel Keyes didn't just kill women by themselves who were vulnerable. Which couple did he kill because, in his words, had everything I wanted? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D as in dog, the Couriers. He killed them both. I won't even get into the sick and disgusting shit that he did to them. But let's just say that it was an horrific crime scene. But it was the Couriers. Stole a lot of their stuff, too, as he left because, well, they had everything he wanted. Okay, question number 20. What U.S. state did Keyes commit most murders in? Was it A, Maine, B, Washington State, C, Iowa, or D, California? What state did Keyes commit the most murders in? Listening to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack to Awesome. How fitting, right? I just watched an interview not too long ago with Clint Eastwood, and he was talking about the that one and what was the movie he directed with Matt Damon in it? Can't remember, but he was talking about that movie, and he was talking about the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the original Dirty Harry. He's an interesting man. Yeah, most of the movies that Clint Eastwood, by the way, just a little side note, but interesting is Clint Eastwood. He tries to get everything done in one take. When he's directing, an actor to do something, he tries to have it done in one take because he believes the first take is the original impression, the best he's going to get out of them. And whenever an actor says, "Well, do you want to take another take?" he always tells them, "What? So I can waste everybody else's time? Get off my lawn, Keyes." Curmudgeon. All right. What U.S. state did Keyes commit the most murders in? For question 20, B. B as in boy, Washington State. 2. Eastwood is my hero. He totally makes me laugh. All right, question number 21. Keyes loved H.H. Holmes murders. Keyes loved H.H. Holmes murders. He dreamed about owning his own murder castle. What was it he loved about H.H. Holmes? Was it the murder castle, murder hotel? B, he got away with it for so long. C, his style of killings. Or D, the clothing. Man, I got to read these things before I post them. Keyes loved H.H. Holmes. I don't know what. Murders. He dreamed about his own murder castle. What was it he loved about H.H. Holmes? I must have met Jack Nicholson and Clint Eastwood. We are going to have a blast. I don't know, between Jack Nicholson and Clint Eastwood. I don't know which one I'd want to meet more. I'm going to think about that for a second. I think I'd probably have more fun with Jack Nicholson. Seems like a little bit, crazier, off the wall kind of guy. I don't know, but the Clint Eastwood, I'd still be great to meet him. Definitely want to meet Clint over Jack Nicholson. I want to meet Bill Murray. That'd be a fun one to meet. Bill Murray. The answer to question number 21, which doesn't make any sense to me because all it's written out. Keyes loved H.H. Holmes murders. He dreamed about owning his own murder castle. What was it that he loved about H.H. Holmes? The correct answer is A, the murder hotel. that question is, I don't know. I should have read these beforehand. Question number 22. How did Israel Keyes finally die? If you've been reading the comment section and following along, this answer had been answered already. How did Israel Keyes die? Electric chair, lethal injection, shot to death, or suicide? Bill Murray, Groundhog Day? Jack Nicholson? Here, Johnny! Carrie Ludwig is going to go with suicide. I think she's pretty confident on her answer. In The Shining? How did Israel Keys finally die? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D. D as in dog. Suicide. But we all probably knew that one. Question number 23. What one crime upset Israel Keys so much that he called those that did it disgusting monsters? Was it A, rape, B, shoplifting, C, tax fraud, or D, copyright theft? What one crime did Israel Keys upset him so much, he called those that did it disgusting monsters? I didn't like the ending of that Okie Dokie. Gran Torino. I didn't like the ending of Gran Torino. Good night, Juan. Thanks for stopping in and playing with us tonight. I hope you have a wonderful week, Juan. Good night, Colleen. You have a wonderful week. Thank you for playing with us tonight. I kind of wish that the ending of Gran Torino was different, though. More like maybe like he would set up the entire thing so he wouldn't have died at the end. But this question ticks me off. Question number 23. The one thing that he could not stand was shoplifters. Anybody who stole, but he did it himself. He called them disgusting monsters. You love the ending? And I just wish he wouldn't have died. All right, question number 24. Besides murder, which did Keys also commit? Yeah, and that's supposed to be robbery. Bank robbery, auto theft, rape, or all the above. Question no, 24. Question no to 24. Besides murder, which did Keys also commit? Bank robbery, auto theft, rape, or all of the above? He was dying anyways. Oh, and Gran Torino? Yeah. But still. He kind of seemed to, he made peace with God and the church and everything else, I guess, towards the end. It's some set of bills to criticize anyone, but shoplifting, some kind of balls, yeah. Besides murder, which of these did he also commit? Bank robbery, auto theft, rape, or all the above? $1 Million Baby. Great film. Ending, woeful. $1 Million Baby, that was the one about the boxer, right? The female boxer. Yeah. Yeah, he did cough up blood. I think he was dying. I think he knew he was dying too. Love $1 Million Baby, but yeah, that ending was a doozy. Hilary Swank, yeah, okay. That was a boxer one. Besides murder, which did Keyes commit? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D, as in dog. He committed all the above: bank robbery, auto theft, and rape. Israel Keyes was not just a one-time kind of criminal. He wasn't just about, murder. He committed a lot of other crimes along the way. All right. Question number 25. Hobbies. Did Israel Keyes have any hobbies before his arrest? If so, which one? A, fishing, B, woodworking, C, welding art, or D, bird watching? Hobbies. Did Israel Keyes have any hobbies? No. Wearing diapers, yeah. The gray was very, very well made, but I would have more fun in my own wake than watching the gray again. Israel Keyes was a Nimrod. D, why not? I've never seen the gray. You'd be surprised how many, serial killers out there have had hobbies in their lifetimes. They did some kind of hobby besides just killing people. Hobbies. Did Israel Key have hobbies? If so, which one? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is A, fishing. He loved to go fishing. That was what he did to pass his time. And all across the United States, as he was hunting his victims and stalking people, he went fishing. And one of the reasons why he went to police was to go fishing for some stupid fish, some kind of like striped something or other. I can't remember what it was. But he went there to go fishing on top of it all. In Alaska, he moved up there. I'll tell you, it's probably going to come up on the thing here, but how he got to Alaska. But while he was in Alaska, he was up there and he loved to go fishing. All right, question number 26. What tribe of Native American does the mother of his child belong to? Is she a Lakota, a Sauk, a Makah, or a Shoshone? What tribe of Native American does the mother of his child belong to? Lakota, Sauk, Makah, or Shoshone? Good night. Whoa, Lisa. You have a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping and playing with us tonight. I picked D because, bizarre enough, I could believe it by now. Icarus Effect. Welcome. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I remember this one because I never heard of this tribe. I didn't see what your actual answer was. Oh, she's guessing C. Native American did what? The wife, well, not the wife, but the mother of Israel Key's only official child is Native American. What tribe does she belong to? Is she Lakota, Sauk, Makah, or Shoshone? Thank God it wasn't Cherokee because I'm Cherokee. Oh, didn't know that. Cement shoes. Well, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is the Makah tribe. Native Americans. Welcome, Zelda. Oh my gosh. I just got here. Zombie time. The Makah are a Native American tribe that is predominantly on the coastal area, going up towards the Puget Sound, but they used to stretch down Washington State to the mouth of the Columbia, where it goes out. The Columbia River goes out into the ocean, all the way up to the peninsula by the Puget Sound. But they're more towards the upper part of the state there now. All right, question number 27. The one that got away. Only one known victim of Key's ever got away. What state did this happen in? Was it A, Washington State, B, Iowa, C, California, or D, Oregon? Only one victim got away. Love my state of Washington. Love my state of Oregon. Only one got away. One victim. Larry's folks brought 20 acres of Hood Canal directly across from the Hood spot outside. You know, there's a book with an entire chapter dedicated to them. She called their place. That's still cool. Huh. Grandparents in Hood Canal, huh? I think I've only been to Hood Canal a couple of times, Zelda. Too bad they didn't have a Magnum 500 while they were busy getting away. The one that got away, only one known victim of Key's ever got away. What state did this happen in? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D, as in dog, Oregon. And it was the very first victim of Keyes. She got away. He raped her. He beat her, and she convinced him not to kill her, and he did. He let her go, but he said, nope, never doing that again. We live in a scary world, my friends. Yes, we do. All right, question number 28. In 2007, Keyes moved to Alaska to live with a nurse practitioner. How long after moving to Alaska before Keyes started his crime wave again? Was it A, 1 year, B, 6 days, C, same day, or D, 2 weeks? In 2007, Keyes moved to Alaska with a nurse practitioner. How long after moving to Alaska before Keyes started his crime wave again? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Carol had her own YouTube channel. Huh. Keyes was a wanker. B, 6 days. Dude's probably got bored. FYI, kind of a side note, according to Keyes, it's only the second time in his life that he was ever in love. Was when he moved to Alaska to be with that nurse practitioner. The other time he said he was in love was to the mother of his child. Oh God, well, check out H3 channel. It's awful. H3? Is that the name of the channel? H3 channel, or H3 is just the name of the channel? But in 2007, Israel Keyes moved to Alaska to live with a nurse practitioner. How long after moving to Alaska before Keyes started his crime wave again? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is B, as in boy. 6 days. 6 days. And you know what he did? He stole a car, he raped a woman, and he plotted to rob a bank in 6 days. H3. Okay. I've watched H3 before. It's not my kind of content. The book Tales from 20th Log, Second to Growth. Their property is on the front of the book. He wanted to buy it, but way out of our price range. H3. Yeah. Well, she made fun of Ted for looking at his ringing phone during his final interview, like he was, like the governor was calling. He knew it. Dude got bored. Yep. 6 days. He was in love, and he moved to Alaska to be with the love of his life. And it couldn't even wait couldn't wait a whole week. Made it 6 days. Almost made it a week. All right, question number 29. Friends in low places where the whiskey drowns his blues away. Keyes will be okay. How many friends did Keyes say he had in his lifetime? Was it A, 1, B, 2, C, 6, or D, 4? Friends in low places where the whiskey drowns his blues away. Keyes will be okay. How many friends did Keyes say he had in his lifetime? Ringy dingy Ted, all alone by the telephone. Robin is going with A, 1, but her guess is 0. He was a diagnosed psychopath. He actually, before he killed himself, he actually met with a clinical psychologist there at the jail. Who would want this guy to be a friend? Okay, 1. E. There haven't been many. There have been many rumors he had any friends. Even his invisible friends ghosted him as a kid. Oh my God. Some man, Jews. Wow. How many friends did Israel Keyes have as in his lifetime? The correct answer, according to him, is B, 2. 2 friends. He had one growing up in Utah before his family moved to the woods. And he had another friend who, a kid who he said was his friend growing up, who, when he was, after his parents had moved out of that area, and right around the time his parents divorced and his dad moved off to I think, Texas, his dad moved to. But he said he had 2 friends his entire lifetime. All right, question number 30. While stationed at Fort Lewis in Washington State, how many unsolved murders may have been committed by Keyes that may match the same MO as Keyes but have never been solved? Is it A, 4, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 5? While stationed at Fort Lewis in Washington State, how many unsolved murders may have been committed by Keyes that match the same MO as Keyes but never solved? Oh, he's a freak. Me thinks Keyes can't count. Just because you look at a flip middle finger when you're drunk doesn't mean you have 2 friends. That's funny, Smith Shoes. Jet's mom, welcome. You're catching just the end of the trivia, Jet's mom, but I'm glad you could stop in. Hope you had a wonderful week. While stationed at Fort Lewis in Washington State, how many unsolved murders may have been committed by Keyes that match the same MO as Keyes but have never been solved? The correct answer is A, 4. 4 murders that were unsolved that actually matched the same exact MO as Keyes for every single one of them. That's all 30 questions tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I strive for accuracy and fairness. If you see something that doesn't look right, contact me. All of tonight's questions come from biography.com's website and the AP News. Big up to our Mr. Will, Wisconsin. Thank you. If you guys had enjoyed, the trivia tonight, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I'd appreciate it. Well, maybe you can do a show on Keyes sometime. Huh? Oh, do a video on Keyes? Yeah, I have, I think right now, probably, I would say 2, maybe 3 different scripts that I've written out for different videos I was going to do on him, on different crimes that he committed, or cases where he may have been involved. The part that really interested me the most after I learned about Israel Keyes is just how fascinated he was with Ted Bundy and how he tried to, when he went to Mexico and he got the plastic surgery, ladies and gentlemen, he did it to change his facial appearance, obviously, and he got the lap band, the gastric bypass lap band thing put in because he wanted to be thinner like Bundy. He idolized him so much, and when he talked about Bundy in the interview, it's just scary. Just how much he knew about Bundy and how much he wanted to, idolize him and be like him and commit crimes like him and get away with it for so long like Bundy. He really looked up to Bundy. It's like, you kind of looked up to all his other people, but you looked at towards this guy. That's you, Will. Golfing. Go, Will. Well, maybe sometime we can pick out the trivia questions. I'm always open to suggestions. For if you guys would rather me do cover somebody, for one of them. I want to go to Tijuana and get surgery, cheap chops, and gut be gone. Will Keyes is a copycat killer? Will Keyes is a copycat killer? No, not necessarily a copycat killer. He idolized Bundy. He idolized a lot of other people that were people who shouldn't have been idolized in the first place. I mean, they're all criminals. I mean, he was also really interested in Brett Barker, the mobster bank robber from the 1920s or 30s, the Barker brothers. He idolized him and looked up to him, because that's how he got into actually doing bank robberies, because he wanted to see how easy it was and what the excitement was for doing bank robberies. He really did. He needed the money, so he'd go on the run so he could get across the country. I'll be there, Smith Shoes. My 2 favorite things are true crime and stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy. My friend asked me if I'd ever do it again. I said no. Yeah, True Crime Loser, Scott Sharp. He does stand-up comedy. Go over and check out his content on the Schmida fam. Bill Burr. Bill Burr's pretty funny. All my favorite comedians are all dead. I have some that I like watching now, but all the ones that I really liked are all dead. Scott Sharp is a good guy. Will you ever do a meet and greet? I have once before, Carrie, and about 10 people have showed up. I want to see TCL in Las Vegas. You want to see TCL in Las Vegas? Is he going to be in Las Vegas? You'll get there sometime. That's a long ways from New York. Unless you're going to be doing it, opening, for somebody else, or headlining a club act or something. That's a pretty expensive trip to get up to from New York to Las Vegas. But you never know. You want to have a meet and greet here in my place. What you say, you all? Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Kinnison, Richard Jenny. My top ones were Kinnison. Obviously Kinnison's always going to be in the top. He should be in the top of everyone's. But I liked Ralphie May. He's dead. John Pinette. He's dead. George Carlin. Sorry, Carlin. Carlson. Carlin. George Carlin. I see you. See me. Welcome. How are you doing? We just finished up with the true crime trivia for the night. I see you. See me. You can watch and rewind. Victor Borga and George Carlin are my favorites. Eddie Murphy Raw is epic. Yeah. You couldn't do comedy like that anymore, Cement Shoes. You'd get booed off the stage. But there have been a lot of rumors that Eddie Murphy is going to be doing a comeback because there's been leaked little spots where he's been doing 2 or 3 minutes sets here and there in the Los Angeles area, unless things get closed down again. But if he comes back, Eddie Murphy, comedy wise, he has just impeccable timing, and he knows how to read a crowd. And that's a lot for a comedian, it takes a long time for them to understand that. Eddie Murphy's brother was just absolutely phenomenally, talented as well. Bobcat Goldthwait. I love John Pinette. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's gone as well. Lavender chair raffle for Zelda. I love the old Saturday Night Lives with Farley. Yeah, Farley's dead as well. Down by the van down by the river. He's the motivational speaker. He came into $500 for a lavender chair. I'll write a check. We'll deliver. It's my wife's chair, Zelda. I can't sell it. Just don't catch. It'll bounce. Secret Santa, Manic Mandy. She's a nice elf. Hey, y'all. Just coming in to say hi and listen for a minnow. Now, we just finished up with the trivia questions for tonight's Secret Santa. I have a bit of a hit. I have to hit the hay. Night, all. Good night, Jess, and thank you for stopping and playing trivia with us tonight, Jess. And I really hope you have a terrific week ahead. Yeah, Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy was unbelievable. I mean, how two brothers that talented came from from the same family. It's like unbelievable. But Charlie was, if you've never seen Charlie Murphy stand up, you got to go see if you can find some of the Gotham comedy nights with Charlie Murphy. He was killing it. He had, those people were laughing so hard you could see people, and it looked like they were about to fall out of their chairs. He was that funny, and then you put in the context of the time that he was doing his comedy. I mean, everybody, Eddie was the one that everybody remembers. Eddie Murphy, yeah, big, But Charlie, and so many other comedians love to be around Charlie because they could just joke around and be around him because he was such a great guy. Dave Chappelle's funny. I like him a lot more now that he's not on the doing his own show and he's doing his own thing and he doesn't have anybody holding it the censor button down on him. You answer to Bob. Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle in Arsenio Hall live in 2017. Woo, 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 woo. Arsenio Hall. I haven't seen him in a long time. Old Chappelle shows had Charlie Murphy and Bill Barr. Yeah. Loved Matt Foley, the fat man in a little coat. Tommy Boy. Farley. That was Matt Farley. Chris Farley. Chris Farley with David Spade and Tommy Boy. You must see YouTube search Mad TV, Miss Swan. Oh my God. Lowered expectations. Those were funny. We want that chair. But I'll tell her you guys want to auction off her chair. I can tell you what she's going to say right now. She's going to say no. But how much do you think she paid for this lovely chair? Start your guesses under the total of $20. Go under 20. How much do you think she paid for this green one? Go under $20. Chris Farley was Matt Foley, a motivational speaker who played in Tommy Boy. Yeah. What was the name of the brake company that he worked? His dad owned. He was trying to save. Callahan Motors, was it? Or Callahan Brakes? Something like that in Tommy Boy. Crystal's a thrifter. I think she paid $10 for the purple chair, and this one she paid $15. But the lady, if she would have come and picked that up, the lady was going to throw it in the dumpster. Nothing wrong with it. She wanted to get rid of it, and nobody bought it. Callahan, yeah. But the green one, she picked up. The lady had two of them, but the other one had a big rip in it. So she's like, I don't want that one. But yeah, Crystal huge thrifter. She doesn't go to thrift stores, but she'll be looking for something like the studio. The other studio, so I saw that window. No, that window does not look outside. There's not a tree out there. That's a fake tree that's in the other studio that she has been. We're supposed to be doing our podcast in there, but she has only got about halfway decorated, and everything's sitting in plastic bags, from what she's bought from the store for the decorations and everything else in there. All the soundproofing tiles are still sitting in the box, but she'll eventually get it done. Callahan Automotive. My entire house is from Craigslist thrift stores, but my piano costs more than everything in the house. You love fig trees? Yeah. That used to be in here. It used to be back over there in the corner. Well, you can't see it. It used to be over there where the flag is. But it's sat over there forever. And then when I kind of moved everything around in here, I mean, people ask what happened to all the stuff that used to be in the background. It's all still here. It's just over there. Look at my wall. All those are letters from fans of the show. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 on the wall right now that are framed, and I've got 3 more that I still have to frame. Oh crap, I just switched positions. Oh, I need to send Will a fan letter. Please do, Zelda. I want to thrift shop with Crystal. Love thrifting in antique stores, flea markets. Oh, you definitely love to go with Crystal then. Yeah, she loves flea markets and antique stores. Why do I know that? I don't know. What do you know? Can he wait to get to America again? So brilliant. Our living room set, Zelda. I think it was Zelda that said that was talking about the living room set. Yeah. All right. So we have a living room set, Zelda. It's 1 couch, 2 love seats, an ottoman, 2 coffee tables, 2 end tables, and it's all a matching set. We got it all from Home, HOME. That's the name of the damn store. But all of it was delivered to the store. It was for a customer had special ordered it all, and they didn't pick it up. And we had a friend who worked there, and this stuff sat on their loading dock for like 2 months, and they kept on trying to call the person over and over again to come pick up their stuff. They tried to make deliveries to the address. There was nobody at the actual home itself. Nobody lived there. They paid for it all, so they were going to send it back to the company, but the company didn't want it back because it had been. It's not like the regular fabric or whatever color that they would normally make it in. So we got it all for like 1/3 of the price. Your decor can be whatever you want in life. Yeah, that's true. I got an adjustable dual Tempur-Pedic and a king furniture, 2 years old, for $3K, delivered, set up, and paid over $20,000 for. And then he remarried. Wow. Norm! Hey, Damon. How you been? Hope you've been doing well, Damon. Haven't seen you around lately. Been busy? To answer your question, Damon, no, I don't think that his victims deserved it, Damon. But I hope you've been well. There's nothing wrong with being friends with Crystal. I mean, I wouldn't give it too much longer before she starts her own channel. We already have the podcast that we do. My daughter has her own channel, but she doesn't want me to talk about it because it's mainly people that she works with professionally. That and she never has the comment section turned on for anything that she does on any of her videos, and she doesn't do live streams. But she does voiceover work for reading books and scripts, and she does anime. Also something with anime. I don't know what the hell they do, to tell you the truth. Colleen, the cat lady, email. You can find the email on my email address is, if you go to YouTube to the my actual dashboard where it has videos, playlists, channels, all the way over to the right hand side. It says About Me. Click on that, and you'll see you scroll down about halfway, and you'll see contact address. You click on it, and it's going to ask you if you're a robot. If you're a robot, obviously you won't answer yes. But if you click, and then you'll have to click in that box, no, I'm not a robot, and then it will display right there where that gray box was my email address. Crystal should do an antique hunting channel. Yeah, she doesn't shop all that often though, Smith Shoes. Yeah, she's one of these people that she has an item in mind that she wants to buy, and she will go to 50 different places until she finds the one that she wants, and then she'll try to find a way to can somebody else match this price, or where can I get it cheaper? She's thrifty, but not impulsive. But his wife died sometime. I wonder if the bed is haunted. One time I knew was a ghost in the mattress when the vibrate button got pushed by Otis at 3 a.m. Wow. She probably will start one. I don't know what she'll talk about, but let's say she probably will be doing one soon. It's all up to her, though. I kind of wish she would, start her own YouTube channel, Crystal. That way she can see just how much work is actually involved in what I do. That she thinks that a lot of the time is like wasted. It's like you don't have to put this much time and effort into it all. It freaked me out. It would freak me out too. If my bed started vibrating in the middle of the night. I hate my bed. However, I love my house, and it's paid off. That's cool. It's a good thing, Secret Santa Mandy. But I'm not a big fan of the bed we have either, but my wife bought it. It's one of those memory foam bed things, whatever the hell they call them. I don't like the mattress. It's too soft for me. Hi, Diana. You finally made it. Tonight, Diana. I'm about to wrap things up here. We already did the 30 trivia questions for tonight, but you can watch and rewind. I'm widowed. I've been through 3 beds in 4 years. Yeah. I think the mattress is called Lisa or something like that. Lista or something like that. It starts with an L. But I can't remember. Still can't sleep there. I'm sorry. A 4 years old, heavy shake roof, firestorm, tinder dry. We can't comp the roof. Did you guys look into my mother? I was going to tell you when you're telling me about the replacing the roof in your house, Zelda. Have you guys looked into, instead you said you don't want to do the steel or galvanized roofing because it's ugly. Those are your words. But did you guys look into like clay? So my mother-in-law did. She put on her roof, on her house in northern Idaho, because they're in that dry tundra area. But they took the roof off of theirs and they put the clay tile things on it. I don't know what they even call that. It's not shake. They're not clay shakes, but it's a clay composite material stuff. Too heavy, the clay won't work in your area. Oh. Tin roof 9K. Before that, we had 3D shingles. I have asphalt shingles on my house. On the house it's asphalt shingles. This what used to be a garage, obviously not a garage anymore, but it has asphalt shingles on it. And the other garage that I have that's next door is metal. And you want to talk about a hot place to be in the summertime? Woo-hoo. It's like 100 degrees outside. It's like 140 inside there. And it gets hot. Press Arch 83 tab is 90K, almost 70 squares. It's a machine it's costly, so we need to cash in investments, pay 50% tax, or get a loan. Wow. Was where you are now a garage 3 years ago? When we bought the place, Secret Santa, Mandy, this was originally a garage. This was a 2-car garage that we converted into. There's a studio on that side and a studio on this side. It's we divided it lengthwise. We divided it in half, made 2 studios out of it, and then I have another 2-car garage that sits right next to this, and then we have the house. We have a real tiny front yard. We have 2 driveways. That lead to the one driveway leads to one garage, and one driveway leads to the other garage. When you're covering the Watts case, I don't know. I mean, when I first bought this house, Mandy, the first place I was doing videos at here in this house, I was doing in a bedroom that is in just off of the main part of the house. It's like the walkway in between. I was doing them there. Then I moved to a bedroom upstairs in the house. Where the walls were all blue. I was doing them there. Then I moved to another bedroom in the house And then I moved into here. I live in a homeowners association, and they wouldn't allow me to actually build this studio in here because you cannot alter or change the actual structure or the use of the structure within the homeowners association without approval, prior approval. And it cannot be seen or altered from the outside and changed of color. There are so many goddamn rules. When it comes to what the homeowners association says, I can do with my own property. So all these walls that are here, me and my friend built them at his house, and then we brought them here in the back, laid them down in the back of his pickup truck, then backed the pickup truck into here, unloaded them, and then put them all up in the middle of the night with nobody, where nobody was around and nobody could complain. All the walls are put together and then bolted in. So you used to see cement blocks behind me. Okay, so that would have been the room that was just off between the two garages, like I guess you call it like a foyer area. I majored in criminal justice, psychology, sociology at WSU. What did you major in? Not sure I've ever asked you before. Carrie, I majored in alcoholism, and I minored in getting an education. Okay, that's what I always tell people. But the truth is, I went to WSU to get my certificate to become a school teacher, and I did not finish. Art and school. Took classes to get my certificate to become a school teacher. I did not finish. Last place I lived there, though, was Campus North, CCN. Was the last place I lived at before I, kind of ran out of money. Parents were tired of putting up with my shit. Well, my mom and her husband. But I think there's quite a few differences, years between the two when the two of us were there. If I recall correctly. Secret Santa, you're in my will, LOL. And the flag, the American flag. I've done some with the American flag in the background. I stopped doing it because the ones with I used to have a flag that was pinned on the wall behind me, and I also had one that was in front. One that I brought home from 29 Palms, my last place I was stationed at. It's in California, 29 Palms, California. But I got so much shit from people about it. You're desecrating the flag. Why are you displaying the flag that's ripped up? You don't know the story behind it. Just shut up. You should burn that flag. Destroy that flag. It's been desecrated. But the internet sometimes gets to me. People just don't understand that, the story behind something, why you would keep something that's sentimental to you. The 14-year-old who killed the cheerleader will be upset when he learns the full cavity search doesn't mean you see a prison dentist or what. I killed Chris Watts. Hello, we're joking. I like you at cement shoes. Just don't tell Tammy. in Amarillo, Texas a few years ago. She was 69. Wow. Fauci, Gucci, some such name for his tombstone. Oh yeah, I was much later, Carrie. Not a whole lot later, but I mean, I had quite a few good years there. You know, I really enjoyed the best thing about Washington State University, Carrie, for me, was it got me away from my family. You know, they couldn't just stop in because they were in the neighborhood, right? And you know, it was something that I needed to do. It wasn't the best thing for me, you know, emotionally. I mean, I was on the wrong path anyways. I never should have wasted my money with you know, going to school. I was never going to follow through with it. And even if I would have, you know, gotten my degree to become a school teacher, I never would have done it. I didn't have, if it was just something that it's like, yeah, whatever, I'll do that. But I really enjoyed some of the classes. Some of the classes I really didn't. I remember one class. I had a professor. I saw him like the first day of class, and never saw him again. I always saw it was a teacher's aide. It's like a lecture class. I think it was like, might have been like history or something. But I can't remember. I never saw the guy again. And I ran into him after you know, the class was over with. You know, I was on to something else. I ran into him one night at a local bar. Might have been a Coug or something, someplace like that. Someplace where you wouldn't, you know, necessarily run into a professor at. And I asked him, like, why don't you ever show up to class? And he's like, I don't have to. He was just so nonchalant about it. He didn't care. And I was just like, all right, that's cool. I don't care about your class. Please don't do the Watts case anymore, Will. The roost sharks are trying to heal, and there is one channel that just won't give up. Well, I'm pretty sure I know exactly who that would be. It's not giving up. Carrie, the only time I cover anything, you know, has to do with Christopher Watts, or anything that he has to do is going to be his either his death, or if something truly newsworthy comes up. And there hasn't been a damn thing newsworthy about, you know, Christopher Watts, except for he didn't get a birthday card. That's the only thing newsworthy that has come up since he's been sent to prison. There's just nothing to talk about there. I have no desire to bring a pedophile up on a panel, you know, to you know, tell everybody about how, you know, I'm now, you know, this pedophile is now the best friends of Christopher Watts. I have no desire to drag the roost chicks or, you know, watch them hurt emotionally even a second longer than they already have. Who's the mean Y2 peep? YouTube peep? Oh, thank you, Carrie. Amy, welcome. The only thing I see him wanting to appeal and regretting his confession. Yeah. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to go. thank you again, everyone, for stopping in and doing trivia with me tonight. I hope that everyone has a wonderful week ahead and you're able to, relax and have some fun, enjoy some family. Call a friend you haven't talked to in a while and tell them, that you've been thinking about them. You wonder how everything's going. If not, if you have their address, write them a letter, send them a postcard, something. Just tell people, somebody out there, you're thinking about them today. So, again, everyone, thank you again, and do thumbs up next time if you enjoy these. Next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We will be doing again. Next week is general trivia, so it's not on one individual. It's crime related, but it's all general. So again, everyone, stay safe out there. No filet mignon in there. Bye. Have a great week.